Hello everyone, welcome back to Blackjack. I'm Blackjack Aviani. Today is finally the day. We are finally, after all these months, Gru versus Megamind. Now, I don't really have a horse in this race, but Death Battle has been struck by the long arm of copyright. So go watch the original, and if it gets taken down, I guess watch as many reactions as you can, because for some reason those don't really get struck. Like, so many reactions, including my own, to Beerus versus Galaxia are still up, and that's exclusive to their own private website at this point. So, support Death Battle, all that. Also, support me. I've been having, a drop off of, fallen down a cliff, and usually I don't care about that, but it's only my Death Battle videos. So yeah, if you like my videos, just share them.
Gru versus Megamind.
You either die a despicable villain or live long enough to become an admirable hero.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
So I gotta say, it is a million squillion degrees outside, so
Evil never dies. It merely goes dormant, waiting for a villain to arise and spread.
Okay,
its
I
name
gotta
to
know
the
what this is
darkest
from.
corners of the earth.
Like a man so evil, he cuts in line at the coffee shop and makes balloon animals for kids and then pops them in their face.
Yeah.
What a despicable man.
The world would surely tremble at his name, Gru.
Really? Just Gru? Doesn't have some sort of stage name or doctorate or...
yeah.
Felonious Gru, son of the supervillain known as the Bald Terror.
Oh man,
Really?
he's so dead.
Even as a small child, Gru had big aspirations.
6'6", bald and beautiful. The
and
crew
this
may all time.
dog?
And his arsenal grew even more with the help of his new best buddy, Dr. Nefario. See? Now that's a supervillain name. Come on, man.
With Nefario's help, Gru's gadgets grew gadgets. Flamethrowers, sticky fingers, fantastic entertainment for 2-year-olds, and a fully weaponized airship. Though I must question this thing's aerodynamics.
My dad
It's
likes the
loaded up
Minions,
with
I'm just gonna
wing-mounted
put it out
machine
there.
guns, a rocket thruster that can escape the Earth's atmosphere, and a whole lot of missiles.
Despite the impressive firepower, Gru's go-to weapon seems to
Okay, airship, big blaster cannon, fart gun. You know that's going to come up during it. Flamethrower, freeze ray, goop grenades, grappling hook, Gru mobile, jetpack, laser gun, lipstick taser, rocket launcher, shrink ray, stealth suit, sticky fingers, and X-ray goggles.
be his freeze ray, which can encase most people in ice with a single shot.
With his gadgets and gusto combined, and a little teaching from the School of Villainy, Gru started making strides in the underworld of evil. He swiped the crown jewels when he was only a kid, nabbed the New York City Jumbotron just for fun, and even stole both the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty.
From Las Vegas.
Yeah, Gru was bad, but
Didn't he
wasn't
steal
good
the
at
Great
being
Pyramids?
bad. A lot of his schemes kind of blew up in his
Oh,
face.
the Great
line
Pyramid.
dividing genius from moron is a thin one. Just look at us.
Oh yeah, my
Eh.
back hurts from carrying all the genius between us.
Regardless, while Gru may not have been the infamous villain he'd hoped, he did earn the loyalty of a few guys.
Guys,
Yeah, guys.
little guys.
There's Kevin, Bob, Stuart, Otto, Billy, Larry, John, Liam, Chad.
oh, the Minions! And that's not just
They're
their role.
sliding
it's
in
the
their-
actual name of their species.
The production
The
names.
Minions have existed since the dawn of life itself, over 3 billion years ago, and they all follow one instinct: to serve the biggest, baddest, most despicable villain they can find.
T-Rexes.
Are they
Count
just
Dracula,
literally the same
AI
ones?
artists, whatever evil they can lay their grubby little eyes on. Or just one eye. But finding their big boss was the easy part. Keeping them, not so much.
The amount of times the Minions have incidentally caused the death of their own bosses is staggering.
Wait, didn't one of them serve the Queen of England?
What about it?
Nothing.
The Minions witnessed
Yeah,
his
but that
villainy
was like
firsthand
when she was
and
first
decided that
queen.
he
She
would be the
reigned
next
for
big boss they
gobs
follow.
more
It
years.
worked out like PB&J. Because like Gru, these guys do machines.
The Minions in
Gentlemanly. Axes, brooms, butcher knives, chainsaws, dynamite. How much dynamite? I think it's interesting that only last episode did they actually start telling us, explaining to us how dynamite is measured and what it means. Golf clubs, hammers, lances, maces, pickaxe, pitchforks, rocket launchers, saws, I'm assuming that's multiple types, scythes, shovels, spears, swords, also assuming multiple types, umbrellas. That reminds me, I wish to push my my death battle idea of Ryoga Hibiki from Ranma 1/2 versus Okuni from Samurai Warriors. Not only do they both use a battle umbrella, they also channel emotional manipulation. Like, see, they can manipulate emotions to cause different powers. And whisks. You thought I wasn't going to finish.
Invented the fly swatter centuries before humans did. They somehow crafted light bulbs and instruments while
I'm not
living in
reading
the
all those.
Arctic. So naturally, building Gru's absolutely massive evil lair proved a simple task.
They're geniuses. They once pulled off a
Okay, the minions speak Minionese, their own polyglot language, likely derived from the millennia they spent traveling the world. That sounds
jailbreak
awesome.
by building a flying machine out of prison outfits, vans, computers, and toilets. Aisle seaters are in shambles right now.
And they're seemingly
Hang on.
invulnerable.
Computers and toilets. Aisle seaters are in
Aisle
shambles
seaters.
right now.
And they're seemingly invulnerable, having been smashed flat, set on fire, and exploded by missiles even inside their own mouths. But
Yeah.
also, they're possibly immortal? Kevin here has been around since the dawn of their species, which means Kevin is 3 billion years old.
And their numbers keep increasing. Over 10,000 minions clock into work every day.
And yet, in a real work setting, they'd be fired in minutes.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like a banana, a popsicle, a butt, or anything remotely silly to distract them enough for plans to go off course.
Yeah,
These guys
yeah.
love TikTok.
It's no wonder that, even with thousands of millions
Oh,
at his
God.
back, Gru still couldn't cut it as a supervillain. Maybe it was time to hang up the freeze ray for good, but not before taking a chance at his ultimate dream.
Still Dabone.
Easier said than done.
Oh no, really? The moon?
You ever
He
watch
couldn't
the
get short
Tick
break he needed
cartoon?
On his own, Gru required a new,
Chairface
even
Chip and
more
Dale
despicable
decided to
weapon.
write his name on the moon. Got
Specifically
stopped
adopting
a
3
little
girls.
bit in, and now the
Somehow
moon
it
for the rest
worked.
of the series
Crime
just
of
says
the
chop.
century, here we go.
How tragic that through
fantastic.
all the dance recitals and unicorns, Gru discovered the joys of fatherhood.
Aw.
Story of my life. God, I'm so proud of her. Anyway, out with the villain and in with the bedtime stories.
But even though he turned a new leaf for his daughters, Gru wasn't done commanding his minion army. Now he'd just do it as not
I mean, it's possible to really get into having a supervillain parent, you know? Survived being eaten by a shark, punched out a shark, stole the crown jewels of England, tanked a point-blank missile explosion, millions survived Brat Balthasar's exploding bubblegum balloons, defeated a whole bunch of people.
a villain by joining the Anti-Villain League.
The AVL hooked him up with lipstick tasers and goop grenades, mini submarines, and high-tech cars.
Awesome.
And some great date nights with the future Mrs. Gru. Things are looking up, buddy.
5 minions even underwent experimental procedures to become more powerful than before. The Mega Minions.
Oh no.
Tim stretches. Dave got super strength. Gus got super strength and flight. Sorry, Dave. Jerry became an indestructible brick monster who eats live bombs. He's my favorite. And Mills' new
course he
laser eye
is.
can blast through the planet and hit a satellite on the other side in less than a second.
Calculating
Awesome.
its speed across the Earth, that's 5% the speed of light.
So, Gru's true calling wasn't being a villain at all. He's an anti-villain, and he's good at it
They're
too.
building an
This guy
igloo
can
in
dodge
Antarctica?
heat-seeking missiles
I mean, I
and
imagine if it
casually
works, it
punch out a
works.
shark in one shot. All because he was in full dad mode.
But the
Awesome.
most incredible element here is easy to miss. For billions of years, the minions have had the biological drive to serve the greatest villain they can find. And yet, despite Gru's turn away from villainy, they chose to continue serving him. The minions' love for Gru
I hadn't
is
even
so
thought of that.
strong, it overwrote their primordial genetic code.
I still see greatness in him, even now. After all, Felonious Gru will go to the moon and back to keep his family safe. Wait, Kevin, don't touch that button!
Okay, Megamind should be up next, but there is a chance that it got totally nuked by DreamWorks since they hit our preview last week.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
we have a plan. You can watch
Go to
the
the website.
complete Groove vs. Megamind episode on deathbattle.gg. That's our website. It's linked below. It has every episode of Death Battle
Yay.
uncut, unfiltered, uncensored.
Yay!
Even the weird ones.
It's kind of like our own private Patreon with memberships that support the show directly.
They're all
And for
pretty
this
darn
week,
weird.
You can get a membership for a month for free by using the code PRESENTATION. All caps.
Oh.
That's important.
Come
Maybe
on,
never
you
get to
gotta
also
you gotta
get extra
shout
goodies
it.
and behind the scenes stuff, but the important thing is you'll be able to watch the unaltered Groove vs. Megamind episode for free.
Nice.
So head to deathbattle.gg right now and use code PRESENTATION for a free month of membership. All caps.
Sweet.
Remember.
I think I gotta do that after I'm done with this.
What happens when the villain wins? On a grim, dark day, the citizens of Metro City learn
Yeah,
the
Ben,
horrifying answer
you
to that
promised
question.
you would
When
do
their hero, their Metro
Light
Man,
versus
was lost
Columbo.
forever.
Promised.
Bested by the fearsome supervillain destined for greatness, Megamind.
Incredibly
If
handsome
your
criminal
rival's name is
genius.
gonna be that on the nose, you better match that energy. Their feud goes way back to when they escaped their dying planet Superman style and immediately got in each other's way.
While Metro Baby landed in a nice
So
and
they are
cozy
from the
home,
same
he
planet?
caused the weird blue kid to crash land in prison and literally grow up behind bars. What kind of city government would make the kid stay in jail?
And it wasn't as bad as you think.
Yeah, that's some, like,
It was a
Bane
perfect
level
fit for the
shit.
Metrocity prison for the criminally gifted.
Metro City.
But while everyone outside bars loved that new kid who could fly, they weren't too keen on the boy with the big blue head and his constant string of destructive accidents.
So if he was going to be the bad guy no matter what, why not embrace it and become a true supervillain?
Sounds kind of like you. Megamind is a
I mean, why
genius
not?
inventor, creating weapons.
Plus a few inches with baby seal leather boots. Head is 5.6 larger. 5.6 what? Larger than a human. Appeared at San Diego Comic-Con.
To stage
No, so
prison
bold.
breaks before he could even talk.
It does sound like me. With a bit of tutoring from Machiavellian in the ways of wrongdoing, he got to work on his crime-starting career, facing off with his
Awesome.
destined rival over and over again.
And Megamind's got everything he needs. Invisible car for getaways.
The kid is very happy to have a spiked bear.
Flying and shooting at the same time if he can multitask. Lasers, bombs, bubble guns, baseball bats, jet boots, and more galore.
But his go-to is the D-gun, a
Yep.
laser pistol with very possible effects, such as destroying, decelerating, demoralizing, de-locking, de-gravity-ing.
I wouldn't expect
I'm
a guy
just-
calling him
I'm reminded of this Homestar Runner bit where they were saying like the key to doing death metal. So like hunch all over on yourself and pretend you've got an orb of evil in each hand flowing through you, and then shout a bunch of words starting with D-E.
himself Megamind to have the best name ideas, Wiz. He probably based the entire thing around his favorite setting, dehydration, which
Awesome.
turns people and objects into tiny cubes for easy storage. Though they
Hokey
can be returned
pokey
to
of
normal with a
destruction.
drop of water.
He did keep the whole mind thing running with his horde of henchmen, the Brain. These mini-mechs
Yay.
follow Megamind's every command, even pulling off the most incredible drone show you've ever seen in your
Oh
life.
yeah.
Which, according to the director's commentary, is made up of over 100,000 brain bots. Though, ironically, I wouldn't call his brain bots, smart. That
Yeah.
designation goes to Megamind's proper minion.
Minion.
Minion serves many roles for you.
Minion's intelligence is on par with Megamind's. He's recreated the same technology and even battled equally against him when turned evil. Awesome.
Megamind, sidekick, guy in the chair, awkward sibling relationship despite technically being his pet.
The best plan you could have in your plans to kidnap news reporter Roxanne Ritchie to piss off Metro Man for the 19th time this week.
Yeah.
Or for the final time. Children, shield your eyes!
Thanks to his most powerful invention of all, an orbital death ray that could shatter mountains, Metro City's hero had fallen. It was Megamind's time to rule.
And he had no idea what to do next. With Metro
Yeah.
Man dead, what was even the point?
Clearly, he needed a new superhero to fight. And apparently, he could just make that happen. With
Yeah,
his diffuser
he
gun,
could try.
injected this loser with
He
Metro
could
Man's
try.
DNA, turning him into Metro Man 2.0, Titan.
Megamind even trained him
Hey,
himself.
got a second.
Turning him into Metro Man
What did it say under
2.0,
there?
Titan.
Titan if you can't spell. Yeah.
Megamind even trained him himself using his
The
disguise
picture
generator
of
and
Mr.
expert
Blackie.
acting skills. What a performer! But for all his smarts, Megamind is a terrible judge of character. When
Yeah.
Titan turned tyrant, Monstrosity needed yet another superhero to save it.
Metro City. Thanks to some encouragement from an old friend, rival, who wasn't actually dead at all and just let all of this happen despite having godlike superpowers.
Yeah.
Thanks to some encouragement from a very experienced friend, Megamind stepped up to the plate.
Hey, he had the moxie for it. Megamind's tanked explosions and dodged electric blasts. Titan was strong enough to toss around a skyscraper, and
Dang.
Megamind put up a solid
I
fight
did
with his
see the
mech
first
armor.
A
movie.
suit specifically designed to mimic the pilot's movements, whether it be lamppost sword fighting, busting a move, or being surprisingly stealthy.
And with quick thinking and some hench help, Megamind taught Titan a lesson he knew all too well. The bad guy always loses.
So the city decided to just forgive Megamind of all his years of terror and destruction and call him
And
their
attempted murder.
superhero. I guess they didn't really have any better options.
Hey,
Yeah,
Megamind took his
okay.
new role as
His binky destroyed a 10-mile wide meteor. I'm assuming that's his pacifier when he was a baby? Okay. In another timeline, reformed Titan and the Doom Syndicate. Let's see. Vaporized a building. I think he's done a lot more than that with buildings, right? Dodged electricity. Turned the Atlantic Ocean into jello. Technologically raised all of Metro City into space. Suit survived hits from Metro Man and Titan. Nice.
the city's hero seriously. He even built a suit that mimicked Metro Man's strength, flight, and X-ray vision.
Now,
Nice.
the D-gun is used to make runaway bad guys lose their balance and get caught. His portal bazooka is excellent for saving people from out-of-control cars. And while the Death Ray might not have been a hero killer, it's certainly great at blowing up giant evil robots.
And
Nice.
Minion was all for it.
Actually, once they went nice, Minion had to legally change his name to Old Chum because of some other Minion-related thing.
What? You mean the yellow guys?
No, I mean they got a cease and desist from Mr. Minion's Meatsicles.
Sounds delicious. I'm still gonna call him Minion. You can't
Yeah.
break up this duo.
Even as Megamind
I mean,
uses his
to be a
tools for
proper
good,
Minion, you need
destruction
10 of them,
still
right?
tends to be
Isn't that how it
inevitable.
goes?
To the point that, as the new mayor of Metro City and his new partner, Roxanne instituted a
is
policy
it?
that anyone inconvenienced by a Megamind
Yeah, it
battle
is 10.
would receive a free cup of coffee. That sounds horrifically ripe for corruption.
But that's why there's so many Starbuckses everywhere. At least the brain bots are covering all the cleanup. It's a messy job being a superhero, but Megamind's finally found his purpose.
Yes, I
even
will thank
saving
you.
the city from the Doom Syndicate, which is like 6 of
There are multiple timelines after the first movie, each of which involve Megamind facing the Doom Syndicate. In one timeline, he reforms them into a superhero team.
Though not without some self-induced difficulty. You have an instant wind gun on your hip. Use it!
Hey, with girlfriend, sidekick, and adoring fans to keep him going, it doesn't matter what sort of danger comes to town. Megamind will always rise up as the defender of Metrocity.
It's Metro City!
It doesn't matter!
Liz, what happened to you? You look funny and
You're so
squishy.
tiny.
I'm over here, Boomstick. That's the new Death Metal plushie from U2's, and it's available to order
And
right.
Oh,
It's
like the
gonna
one
be
they made
like
of me
a
year
couple
ago.
days.
You got
I'm
jealous,
pretty
didn't
sure
ya?
it's only going to be a
No,
couple
mine's
days
way
more,
cuter.
so
Look
like,
at it, and you can
if
get
you're
one by
watching
clicking
this
the link.
in the
They
future,
forgot to color one of your arms.
Boomstick, I have a metal arm.
trademark
Always
pending.
have. Oh, and if you order it, there's a chance you might get a special version with a gold arm.
That's actually kind of awesome.
You definitely
He got
want
the
one.
Oh, fine.
The
yeah,
gold
you
shotgun
okay?
leg, didn't
Shut
he?
up about it.
This is your last chance. Click the link below to order your own Wiz. This ends in just a few days, and
Yep.
the plush will never be
You're-
available again, so don't miss out.
Yep. Bye.
All right, the combatants are set.
I have a
Moving on the
weird
data
plush
for all
right over here.
possibilities.
It's time
It's a
for
campfire.
death battle!
Alright. I have no clue who's gonna win. People are complaining about Grease Model. I don't care.
We're not letting him get away.
Hi, peoples.
Ooh, and here I thought it was the hero who chases the bad guys. Ha! Oh,
Whoa! Oh, yeah.
Minion, I'm going to need a new pair of pants.
Yes, sir. Sending you the Sunday Best package.
That's a quick conversation. Super big pillows. You crash into us, we'll be ruined.
Dark color scheme. Strictly. Henchmen who look the same. Laser gun. Ingenious weaponry. You are certainly a real supervillain.
So does that mean he has presentation? There's the Sonic ice cream thing.
Missing one thing.
Oh. So he doesn't have to...
Like that, me.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Assemble and start the music.
Oh my goodness. Gotta have music, yes! Oh my. So where is Minion during all this? He's gotta be nearby and get involved.
No, hey, we just fixed that.
Oh,
Come on, sir, smash him. Oh, hey, that's kind of cute.
you need to get out there and get involved, my man.
You dare challenge Megamind in my
This is just his usual thing at this point.
Do you even know who I am?
Well, life is full of disappointments.
Oh god.
Hey!
I thought he was gonna say something like, I thought this was called Metro City. Oh golly. You're gonna Angry Birds your way to victory, huh?
Now, as you like to say, Gun.
If you're going to steal my lines, at least do it properly.
Oh well, there go a lot of the brain bots, I'm assuming.
Okay, thank you for the help.
Is the death ray ready?
Approaching. Getting there. Almost.
They're just waiting. And just waiting.
Fire!
Whoa.
What did he pull out? He pulled something out.
Oh, Roxanne's gonna kill me.
Oh no.
Remember this, villain. The good guys always win.
Oh,
This
no.
is how it's really.
There's the model that's off.
Operation Gun!
Villain! You mean... Oh, wait a minute. This is all a big
Oh, goodness.
misunderstanding.
Oh dear.
Huh?
Oh dear.
Oh, work is going to kill me for this.
Oh gosh.
I guess that's 2 for Gru, 0 for Will Ferrell.
With so many chaotic factors in this fight, it can get overwhelming trying to keep track of them all.
So we'll break it
Yeah,
down in 3 ways.
I was
Arsenal,
surprised
minions,
Minion wasn't
and
out there
skill.
In
fighting.
terms of weapon versatility, Megamind definitely had much more to use. The D-gun alone had enough effects to match what Gru could do with nearly his whole kit. Throw in disguise generators, invisible cars, portal bazookas, and it's a lot for Gru to handle.
Just one problem. Megamind might have had variety.
They
but
didn't
Gru's
use
weaponry
a
was
lot
far
of the
stronger in scope.
signature
Sure,
stuff.
Megamind's death ray could blow up a mountain, but Gru's shrink ray could take out
Okay,
stuff.
Machiavellian used Megamind's Binky to destroy. They keep capitalizing Binky, so I'm assuming it's not actually the pacifier. To destroy a meteor of the 10-mile diameter. However, the moon has a diameter over 2,100 miles, proving Gru's weaponry has a much higher scale of effect. But he didn't destroy the moon. That's-
Moon.
And is much easier to use on top of it. Frankly, much of Megamind's deadliest weaponry would have little effect anyway.
Check this out.
Oh,
When
yeah?
Gru first tried to get the shrink ray, he triggered a missile trap so explosive it created a mushroom cloud. Based on the size of the blast, that's about 4 kilotons of TNT. And all those
Gotcha.
missiles fired at him from point-blank range.
Shockingly, that's about 38 times greater than...
Because I noticed during the analysis it wasn't really getting into either of their personal durabilities. It was getting into stuff like armor.
Megamind's orbital death ray, and Gru kind of just walked it off. Megamind's mecha suit could take big hits like that, but Megamind himself? No.
So Megamind would have a hard time blowing him up, but he could still dehydrate him, disintegrate him, freeze him, or even just turn off his gravity and send him flying into space, right?
Sure, though Gru does have some similar weaponry. As far as arsenal is concerned, Gru could take out Megamind through sheer firepower, but Megamind could potentially counter with the D-Gun's effects. It's a whoever shoots first wins situation.
I
Their
see.
arsenals match up fairly evenly.
But
Interesting.
these guys aren't alone.
Huh.
Let's cover Gru's minions and Megamind.
I noticed how it's yellow and
minions.
blue.
1-to-1, one of Gru's minions was certainly more likely to take out a brainbot. Sure, minions may have the attention span of an iPad kid, but they can effortlessly hack.
Brainbots is successfully reprogrammed by others with less experience than the minions, so they should be able to as well. Let's see here. What does this say here? Dr. Gru. So he's called a doctor? I'm assuming he doesn't actually have personal achievements. 1991 Medal of Honor, 1982 Knight, or is that 1962? I can't really tell. Oh yeah, that's
Dismantle and
they're
rewire
faking
most
everything, of
machines,
course.
like,
Those are going to give him a
Megamind
doctorate.
brainbots.
And they just won't die. Certainly nothing the brainbots have can take them out. For all we
Yeah.
know, the minions may be completely indestructible.
To be fair, maybe one brainbot doesn't stand a chance against one minion, but there are far more brainbots
Yeah.
than minions in total. 10 times more. And the brainbots are a much more organized and focused unit.
Compared to the vanilla minions, maybe. But the mega minions are strong
Also,
enough to
the-
rip and chunk
the minions
metal like
are
wet paper.
sapient.
And Mel's
Are the
got a history
brainbots?
of destroying satellites with a laser beam strong
It
enough to cut
didn't
through
really
the
get
Earth.
into
So
that.
it's bye-bye Death Ray.
But we can't ignore the most competent minion of them all. Minion, or Megamind's minion, Old Chum.
He's way more competent than Dr. Navario. Can
I
operate
like the
all
pun
tech
of
like the
he's a
mech suit used to
fish,
fight
so
Titans,
he's
and
chum.
Can match Megamind's brains and style beat for beat. Remember that whole presentation bit in the movie? Yeah, that wasn't Megamind. That was Minion.
While Megamind's army lacks the power of, say, the Mega Minions, having a second in command who's just as smart and capable as him makes up for it, making a
but
battle
where
with their
was he?
underlings too close to call.
So, if neither of them has a clear edge in weaponry or their henchmen, what matters most isn't the tools themselves, but how good or bad they are at using them. It
I
all
see.
comes down to skill.
Both Gru and Megamind have their share of less than genius moments and bad luck. But even in the face of things gone wrong, Gru tends to fail upwards, still ultimately completing his missions. Unlike Megamind, who tends to fail much harder before he learns how to succeed.
And we love him for it. Not like Gru has to put up with Elvis Superman, but even during their building phases, Gru found some success, unlike Megamind.
Who also
Yeah.
has a
A death battle assumes each combatant has winning intent, so Megamind's reluctance to use his deadlier weaponry is negligible on its own. However, his continued laxness versus Gru's consistent successes suggest Gru is more practical. That makes sense.
bad habit of not using his weapon effectively. Like never using the D-Gun against the Doom Syndicate.
Actually, I can think of one death battle combatant who didn't have winning intent. Well, like he was never intending to kill his opponent. He was just trying to show him up. Well, yeah, I know that happens a few times, but I feel that the way they portrayed Doctor Who is a specific case. I feel like like there are plenty where it's, trying to show him up and it goes too far, like All Might versus Might guy, or Deku versus Spider-Man. But with Doctor Who, it was very different. Like, he was basically just trying to humiliate Rick, I think. Maybe not even that, just kind of like disarm him and get him to shut up.
Either because he can get easily flustered, or he just loves showing off. So it's more likely Gru could succeed in a whoever shoots
Huge
first wins
spot.
quick draw situation with their arsenals.
Quick Draw is right. Megamind dodge an electric blast is impressive, clocking in around half the speed of sound.
But it pales in
Nice.
comparison to Gru piloting hypersonic ships into space and dodging heat-seeking missiles at Mach 10.
Holy
Meaning
shit.
He is fast enough to win that quick draw. Gru takes
Nice.
skill, which finally tips the scales. After a nail-biting back and forth, he has just enough to land the winning blow first, more often than not.
Sorry, Megamind. I think you losing was a atrocity.
I trust the winner is Felonious Gru.
Next time on
Okay, let me see. Okay, Sukuna? Is that his name? Okay.
Subscribe
Oh,
and join as a member to
Yuki.
see more
All right.
Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Okay. I mean, as you could easily tell, I do not know either of those characters. I recognized Denji. I thought the other guy was named Sukuna. I'm pretty sure that is another character, but it's kind of funny. Chainsaw Man just ended. Like, they would have known going into it that it was on the verge of ending. How many episodes do we know of, like, for certain in the future? Aang versus the Traveler from Genshin Impact is one of them. We know they're going to do if Columbo can solve the Kira case, which would be they said it wouldn't be a traditional death battle, which would probably mean they're going to film it like an actual episode of Columbo, which would be fantastic. Which means it might even be live action. Yeah, this was fun. I see what people meant about the Gru model in that close-up near the end, but otherwise I thought it was perfectly serviceable. You know, we have slightly off models all the time. It was kind of hard to follow, like they admitted it would be. I didn't know what power was being used at all times. I don't know, like, it did seem to come down to chance, but I know the animation is just there for show, and there are multiple ways that a fight could turn out. It's like having it come down to the gun being on the wrong setting just kind of seems weird. It's kind of like going way back to an older episode. I can easily believe that Spider-Man could beat Batman. What I don't believe is that Spider-Man could kick Batman in half through his armor. Like, just rip straight through his body. That I do not believe. But that's the way it was animated in the episode. And it's like, yeah. And I still quibble, of course, with Ty versus Red, because Ty and War Greymon are just stronger. That's all it comes down to. They're just so much stronger than Red and Charizard. That's all it needed. And yet they attributed Ty's victory to a whole bunch of bullshit things that had nothing to do with anything. Fortunately, by the time Ash vs. Yugi rolled around, they finally realized, no, it is not a master-slave arrangement. It's like, you know, an athlete and a coach. Anyway, next time, like I said, I really don't have a horse in that race either. I am even less familiar with either series. I will say, though, the Makama battle, I think you all recall, made me hungry. I made ginger pork after that. I'm going to say, if you know, you know. Because, as it turns out, that was actually a major spoiler that they gave in that episode. So, yeah. I thought this was fun. Like I said, it was a little confusing. Their explanation was pretty good. I had thought it was interesting. I didn't verbalize it, but I did think it was interesting that they didn't get into either of their, like, physical durability during the summation. And, well, during the character analysis. But yeah, if this gets taken down, go to their website and watch it. In fact, I'll give both links in the description just for the heck of it. And I am going to go do that sign up for the free membership for a week. I will see you later. Until next time, I'm Blackjack Gabbiani, and I've been sort of known to be sort of a villain fan myself.